because we want to talk a little bit about religion, where, if because a lot of times, people who are legalistic, they don't go so legalistic where they look back to the day they were born again and say, oh no, that's too greasy, so therefore forget that little born again prayer. That's not a work enough. And a lot of people, they don't go, most people don't go so, I say most, I guess I don't really know. I don't really know how much, how prolific the radical grace message is. But I will say most Christians, they probably don't go all the way into a radical grace where they go back to just blatant habitual sin and lose their salvation. So, and then of course, like I've said many times, what happens is you tend to go so greasy that you look back to the day you were born again and say, oh gosh, even saying that prayer is a work. And of course, it begs repeating. Even if you don't reject Jesus with your mouth, you think, oh, well, I'm good because I haven't rejected that born again experience, so I'm not that greasy. Listen, you can walk away from him without denying him with your mouth, because you've denied him in your heart because you're not obeying him. And as we talked about last week, what happens is even if your mouth, you don't reject him with your mouth, you still are calling God a liar, because God said, I sent a son to free you from sin. But if you're sinning so much and you don't think sin is a problem because you've accepted this radical grace message, then obviously you're calling God a liar, because he sent Jesus to free you from committing sin, and yet you're saying sin's not a problem. So therefore, you've broken in yourself the covenant that the Father made with Jesus. And listen to last week. If that strikes you as something you have not heard, go back and listen to last week's message.